Okay guys, so we have our Unit 4 exam review that we're going to be going over today. The first problem that we're going to be starting with is Maggie has a collection of 1,500 pennies. Of these, 25% are dated before 1980. So that means 25% are before 1980. %35 are dated from 1980 to 2000, so that's the other 35%, and it says then the rest are dated after the year 2000. So when I have 25% and 35%, so 25 plus 35, 5 plus 5 is 0, the 1 carries up, 2 plus 3 is 5, plus that 1 is 6. So that means it's 60%. So how much is left for the total? 40%, because 100% minus 60 is 40. So that means 40% are from the year 2000 on. So it asks, how many pennies are dated after 2000? So let me set up my proportionates. Percent over 100 equals the part over the whole. So the percent is 40%. It's out of 100. The part, I don't know. But I know that the total for the whole collection is 1,500. So now I say, okay, well, what's my scale factor? Like, how do I know, like, what number am I multiplying by to go from this number to this number? So 1,500 divided by 100, I know, okay, that's pretty simple to figure out. I'm just multiplying by 15. That's because like if I cross out the zeros, it's just 1. How many times does 1 go into 15? I multiply it by 15. Over here, 40. I have to do the same thing over here. 40 multiplied by 15. Let's see what that gives us. So 40. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 4 is 20. Start the second row with a 0. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 4 is 4. 0, 0, and then 2 plus 4 is 6. So the amount of pennies that are represented by being year 2000 or after is letter A. That's our final answer. So moving on. The price of a video game was reduced from $40 to $30. By what percentage? What percentage was the price of the video game reduced? So this looks like it's a percent change problem. So whenever it's percent change, that means it's the amount of change, and then that's going to be divided by the original amount, like whatever price I started with at the beginning. So what's my amount of change? I'm starting at $40 and then I go to $30, and my original price is what I started from, which is just 40. So 40 minus 30 is 10, and 40 by itself just moves over, so it's 10 divided by 40. So now I say, okay, 10 divided by 40, I need to put the 10 on the inside, the 40 on the outside. 40 goes into 100 twice. There's 20 left over. 40 goes into 200 5 times. And that's my answer, 0.25 as a decimal. But I don't want a decimal, I want the percentage, so I say, okay, I'm going to move it over once, move it over twice, and that's where my new decimal place would go. So from 0.25, now I know that it's 25% total. So letter G is my final answer. Okay, moving on to the third problem. There are 320 students who attend Washington College Prep. So 320 total students there. 75% of them play a sport. So not all 320, but 75%. So it says how many students, play a sport? That's what they want to know. So again, I have my proportion that I can set up. So percent over 100 equals part over the whole. So percent that I know, I say, okay, they are telling me that 75% out of 100 play sports. Do I know the part? No. But do I know the whole amount or the total number of students? Yes, 320. So again, I need to figure out my scale factor. How many times does 100 go into 320? Let's see. So 100 goes into 320. So 0, 0, 100 goes into 323 times. That's 300. There's 20 left over. Okay, 100 goes into 200 twice. And there's 0 left over. So that means that if I multiply it by 3.2, that'll give me my answer. So then I have to do the same thing to the top because it's a scale factor. So 75 times 3.2. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 7 is 14 plus the 1, 15. Start the second row with a 0. 3 times 5 is 15. Again, I have that 1 to carry. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 1 extra is 22. I add these all together. 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 5 is 10. Carry that 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus that extra 1 is 4. And then the 2 just gets brought down. And I have 0 decimal places here, but 1 decimal place here. So that's where I put it. So how many total students would it be? 240 students. So the correct answer is letter D.